The winner here goes to the Super Bowl, and we'll know soon enough which team that'll be as we are underway in the AFC title game.
And he'll be stopped up at the 25. Time to see what Patrick Mahomes can do here with his first possession. The quarterback out at Texas Tech getting set to lead this KC Chiefs offense.
And simply put, for many, he's the gold standard for quarterbacks in today's NFL because of his ability to create, find the open man, use all the different arm angles that he has. He's a complete package, and boy, his team loves to play around him.
In motion, the tight end, Kelsey.
And Mahomes going to put it up right away. He'll get this into the hands of the rookie from Texas.
And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
Well, as you can see, they're not operating at full health today, partner. That's been a big story the last couple of weeks. But the bottom line, their record is solid, and you know that this is still a very dangerous team, even with those guys missing.
What they have shown us throughout this season is that this team has stayed focused, and some injuries, they're just not going to derail the momentum they've built up all season long. They continue to go out there and play and give their best performances.
Mahomes now to throw.
Got a man over the middle, Worthy. And he will have a Chiefs first down. He needed 5. He got it barely, as it will officially go down as a gain of 5 yards.
Here's Mahomes to throw.
That's complete. It's Travis Kelce.
They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that'll bring up second down. I think defensively you're okay with that. You're in the first quarter. He's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit.
And a manageable third down becomes a lot less manageable. 3rd and 7 after the false start. In motion, the tight end, Kelsey. From the gun on 3rd down, Mahomes. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
Gregory Rousseau
able to run him down for a 15-yard loss, and it will be 4th down.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board.
On 4th down, Matt Ariza sent on to punt.
He'll send this one into the Midwestern air, and it's a good one.
On the return, Johnson.
It's a net of 40 there, punt of 48, and a return of 8. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10.
For the Buffalo offense coming out, and it is Josh Allen who is at the helm.
I remember when he came out of Wyoming, the big question mark, could he be accurate enough to be a star in the NFL? I think it's safe to say he's put all of us in our place and put those doubts to rest. He can roll out and run it. He can bomb it over your heads, everything in between. He is an absolute nightmare for defenses to try and prepare for. And when he's on, he's an MVP caliber player each and every time he takes the field.
A good position to be in here, 2nd and inches.
On play action, Allen.
Got it complete to Khalil Shakir.
And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. 23 yards the pickup there.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Up the middle to Davis. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
From the 29, here's 2nd and 5.
Allen now looks to throw.
He dumps this off underneath. Here's Davis.
And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Allen. And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line. He's sacked. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up second. Now Allen.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Trent McDuffie with a pick.
There he goes left side. And they will finally run him down, but not until he brings this one all the way back down inside the 10-yard line.
So they get the interception, and almost as importantly, a big return after that.
And who was the guy that saved the touchdown, partner? The guy who threw the interception. A lot of times, he just gives it the old Olay, but give him credit. He went old school. He was determined not to make this a pick six, and he got there in time to make the tackle.
Kansas City taking the field for their second drive.
And now they are in prime position, 1st and goal after the interception and return. They'll look to make it pay off for 6 points.
So after the INT, here's Mahomes. And Brown's got it for a Chiefs touchdown. A 9-yard touchdown there.
And the Chiefs are on the board first here in this AFC Championship game.
So a very good start, but don't go get those Super Bowl T-shirts left. Still the early going here.
I wonder if they're even printing them at this stage of the game, right? Do you wait a little longer before you say which one you're going to do? Good advice, Brandon. Make sure you know there's a lot of game left, but a good start.
Extra point by Butker is on target.
And it's now a 7-0 game. Here's the Chiefs kickoff unit now as they'll send this one away.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others. Where they think they have an advantage, dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
The Bills with a football as we start quarter number 2, as they are looking at a 2nd and 5 situation. Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen.
Into the hands of the tight end, Dalton Kincaid.
Tally that is catch number 1 for him in this AFC Championship. It's a first down. They'll send the tight end in motion. To the air. Allen. This one complete to Curtis Samuel. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and it'll be 2nd down. Now Allen again. He's got a man complete. It's Amari Cooper. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 46. From the gun, a give to Davis. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. Allen going to throw. It's caught. Cooper. And he's got this down to the 35. 3rd catch of this first half for him, and this one is a first down. To throw, it's Allen. A dump off for Davis.
Now hang on here, because following that play, it looks like Amari Cooper is in some distress.
We'll step aside and get an update when we return to Arrowhead.
Now, this has been a good march down the field, but now they're stuck looking at a 2nd and 14.
They go back to the ground now with Davis. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down. 9th play coming up here on this drive. This is 3rd and a yard. Throwing now is Allen. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he'll be brought down with a 1st down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 17-yard line. They only needed 1 yard on 3rd down. They get 10 instead by going to the air.
How about a nod to the sequence of plays they're putting together here? This has been death by 1,000 paper cuts on this drive. But this is one of their best plays yet, and they're able to move it down into the red zone.
Now Allen. And this is caught for a Bills touchdown. Curtis Samuel from 17 yards out.
And the Bills are an extra point away now from tying this ball game.
Bouncing back nicely from that bad opening drive where he threw the interception. Drive number 2 leads him right down the field and into the end zone.
So obviously his confidence was never lost, and that's a good thing to see. Great quality to have, and you absolutely must maintain that as a quarterback. But I have to think that they're probably still on the script that they prepared for this game. Just the 2nd drive. They've worked on these plays all week in practice. Put them to good use on that one.
So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it ends in a Buffalo touchdown. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away.
And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. And Kansas City's offense now set and ready to go. So both of these teams, Charles, coming off touchdowns now, but this offense, they just had to stand on the sideline, watch their opponent author a really impressive drive to reach the end zone.
Yeah, and I think you're not telling yourself the truth if you don't think there's some one-upsmanship going on right now, because they just had their touchdown answered by a drive of double-digit plays that also found the end zone. Now, they want to do something even more impressive to answer that one.
In motion, the tight end, Kelsey. Now here's Mahomes.
And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down. They run it with Pacheco from the gun.
Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts.
So as they talk it over, we step aside. Matt Araiza now on to punt this one away.
It's a 45-yard punt, 6 yards on the return.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert.
To the right side and intercepted. Trent McDuffie with a pick. And the Chiefs are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield.
You don't see this often. A quarterback of his caliber, 2 first-half interceptions.
It's absolutely surprising because it happens so rarely. You're searching for what reason, what's going on out there. It's not just maybe the defense is playing well. Is his horoscope off? His biorhythms? What is it?
You went horoscope on us, David.
Well, I was thinking maybe REM sleep was off. I'm trying to come up with something.
Anything, right? Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 49. Now Mahomes. He finds Hopkins complete. The Chiefs now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. To throw, it's Mahomes. Open man completes it to Smith-Schuster.
And Juju's going to pick up the Chiefs' first down as he'll get this down to the 32.
Gain of 9 yards. That's good for a Kansas City Chiefs.
Looking to throw is Mahomes.
That's into the hands of Worthy.
Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Mahomes going to throw.
That's into the hands of Worthy once again.
The Chiefs quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
In motion, the tight end, Kelsey. Now it's Mahomes again. Hopkins on the grab over the middle.
And the Chiefs are going to be looking at first and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line.
Nifty running there, but it'll come on what should be the final play of half number 1. Final shot before the half for Mahomes. And he's got it. Touchdown, Chiefs. DeAndre Hopkins in the final seconds of the first half.
And the Chiefs have taken the lead here in the final stages of this first half.
So they're able to break the tie just before halftime. Now they just don't want anything crazy to happen on the ensuing kickoff.
Yeah, they want to just add the extra point, get the kickoff taken care of, and get to the locker room with the lead that they fought so hard to get.
Extra point by Butker is on target.
And that makes the score 14-7.
So barring a touchback, this likely the final act of the half as the kick is away. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return.
So we come upon halftime in the AFC title game. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
But first, let's look back to the NFC Championship game held earlier today. And it is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers who are heading to the Super Bowl as they await the winner of this AFC Championship game. In the first half, we saw some strong play from Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes. He fired his guys into the lead with 2 first-half touchdown passes as they were looking like a well-oiled machine in the first half of play.
Okay, Coach, yeah, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line.
Out come the Bills now as they'll go on offense first here in this third quarter.
This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum. And Allen going to be intercepted for the third time. Picked up by Nick Bolton.
Then he will bring it back to about the 11-yard line. That one is going to sting. First play of the third quarter and a turnover.
And you have to know that at halftime, they spent a lot of time going through their checklist of what they wanted to accomplish to start this third quarter. Turning it over like this was not on that list.
Not at all. And you come out of the locker room trailing, so that first drive to establish momentum is very key.
Crucial.
So here's the Chiefs offense ready for their first reps in half number 2.
Following the interception, they're set up nicely here, already inside the red zone, knocking on the door, if you will. 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, here's Pacheco.
Trying to run inside, but nothing there.
A tackle made by Dorian Williams. Now a 2nd and 10.
Brings up 2nd and 10. At the 12.
They'll send the big tight end in motion right. Throwing now is Mahomes.
Throw over the middle into the hands of the tight end, Parham.
So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that'll bring up a 3rd down.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Mahomes now to throw. And Brown's got it. Touchdown, Kansas City. A great play there. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far.
And the Chiefs go up by 2 touchdowns.
Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
Extra point by Butker is on target.
And it's now 21-7. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The Bills offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And it's been a rough night at the office for him. He's been more of a liability than an asset throughout the contest. And this offense is having a hard time overcoming his struggles to this point.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers.
And that went too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. So they fake the handoff. Now Allen.
They'll look down the field here for Kincaid.
That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for him. Try and get it back little by little instead of in big chunks.
Here's the punter, Martin, out to kick it away.
A 41-yard punt there with no return. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
Then confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around.
Kansas City Chiefs. 1st down.
In motion, the tight end, Kelsey. Here's Mahomes to throw.
No hesitations, they go right back to Kelsey.
Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and that'll make it 2nd down.
And there wasn't much room for the big tight end to do much after the catch. But at least he was able to pick up a solid gain to help his offense continue to move in the right direction.
Headed straight, it's Pacheco. And he's fortunate to get anything from that. Give him a yard up to the 49.
In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
And he will have the Chiefs first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert here on 3rd and 3.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
It's complete to Hopkins. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. So the completion good for 6 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
At the 39-yard line.
They'll run out of the gun with Pacheco.
Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's third down.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
Second catch of this AFC title game, and he's got a first down.
They brought in a heavy set on third down, and that usually means running play. But we have seen them throw out of that formation, and sure enough, they snuck the tight end out on that one, wound up hitting him for a first down.
Shotgun snap to Mahomes. And this will be incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here in this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on first down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
And the catch made by Hopkins. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
We're back now in KC. It's the Chiefs with the lead and the football here as we get set for quarter number 4. Again, they'll throw with Mahomes.
He'll check this one down to Pacheco.
2 yards on the pickup there, and it's second down.
He's out of bounds at the 13-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it makes it 3rd down and 2 yards to go. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Touchdown! Hollywood Marquise Brown saving his best for the playoffs with his 3rd touchdown of the game.
And the Chiefs are closing in on a Super Bowl berth now as they extend their 4th quarter lead. Boy, he has been fun to watch throwing the football in this one. It's certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4 touchdown passes in this ball game.
Yeah, we're supposed to be neutral, but I'm feeling their pain right now because he has absolutely carved up this secondary. A clinic on how to attack a defense and take them out of the game.
Extra point by Butker is on target.
And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Here's the Chiefs kickoff unit now as they'll send this one away. Well, a dangerous return man showing it here. The Bills offense now, they get set to head back onto the field.
And this group has suffered far too many self-inflicted wounds thus far as we run through some of the mistakes. It's darn near impossible to win in this league when you're turning the ball over at the frequency that they have.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive.
And their dream of a Super Bowl berth so close 3 quarters ago, but obviously starting to slip away if it hasn't already. They need points here and in a hurry. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
Curtis Samuel, the one he was looking for. That'll bring up second down. Here's Allen.
Has his man, it's Shakir.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line.
Here's 3rd and 7.
Allen now looks to throw. And the Chiefs are going to get him.
Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders.
Pressure can come from all over when you're plotting a defensive strategy. On that particular play, it just came from the outside.
One final try here for Allen.
Shakir hauls it in.
And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on fourth.
First down, Bills.
To throw, it's Allen. Open man is Samuel, complete. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Now Allen. Forced out to his left. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Able to find a lot of empty space there, picking up the first down at a 21-yard gain. Throwing now is Allen. They'll set up the screen with Davis. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's first and goal. And that is caught. Touchdown, Buffalo. Curtis Samuel with his second touchdown of the night.
And the Bills have got it back to a 2-score game here in the fourth. So a little bit of a letdown there defensively. I mean, look, you're still 2 scores to the good, CD, but things may be a little more uncomfortable than they had hoped.
Yeah, if you'd kept them at the end zone there, this game's over. You've locked the door on them. Instead, it's still open a little bit, and they've got a puncher's chance.
2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And the Chiefs are going to make the recovery. The risk-reward of the onside kick. When you don't get it, the risk comes out to play, and here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything, because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them, and field position leads you to that type of play calling. And whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep, those types of things, now that they've given up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their opponent.
Pacheco gets it up the gut.
As he's got this down inside the 40 to the 39. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3 at the Bills' 39-yard line.
Again, it's Pacheco. And he will get enough for a first down, and that will lead us to the 2-minute warning.
A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go.
On the handoff, it's Pacheco.
A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. Now the Bills will use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. To throw, it's Mahomes. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage, completion-wise, way up. Not that time. Butker's kick here is good.
So after 4 touchdowns in the game for this offense, this time they're forced into taking the 3.
But you did mention 4 touchdowns, right? So 4 out of 5, not too bad. I think that's a pretty good record for them.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here.
Now their backs really against the wall now. They knew how tough this would be on the road, AFC title game, and they have gotten all they could handle and then some.
Allen.
This taken in by Kincaid. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds.
A gain of 13 yards. First down, Bills.
Allen going to throw. A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
To the air, Allen. Samuel bringing in the slant. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Now Allen. Completes it to Coleman. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And that's going to bring up second down. Over the middle, the catch by Coleman. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. Here's Allen to throw it. Flushed out right. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. The Bills are going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they'll stop it with 27 seconds showing on the clock. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. I think this is what this game's become now. Just go deep, see if we can get something to go our way.
Yeah, not the most creative or most inventive play call there, but not much has worked for them throughout this game. They're almost at a loss about what to dial up.
And this one incomplete. So the clock stopped now with 20 seconds remaining. This likely a must-have, 3rd and goal. So the shotgun snap to Allen. That's caught. Kincaid for the Bills touchdown. A 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Bills are able to make some inroads here to that deficit.
I'm not sure win-win is the proper term here, but it certainly felt like it. They got the touchdown they needed, but if I'm on the defensive side of the ball, okay, you got the touchdown, but it sure took you a long time.
Yeah, because offensively there, you're probably hoping for a 1 to 5 play drive. That one ate up a little more time than they were hoping.
You're exactly right, and if you have that 1 to 5 play drive, you actually build up momentum and even more hope. When they had to slog their way downfield, they got the touchdown, but it's almost like, yeah, you know,
doesn't feel right.
Exactly.
And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. So Charles, oh so close on one side to getting to that Super Bowl. Oftentimes we just show the stage and the glitz and the glamour and the confetti. You sometimes forget about those guys going home. It's got to be tough.
It's got to be beyond tough, because finding a way to steel yourself, make that resolve to come back and do it again, because it took a lot of work just to get to this point. It's going to be a difficult offseason for them. Let's see how they bounce back.
And that does it for the conference championship. For Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And for our entire crew, we'll see you 2 weeks at the Super Bowl. This is the NFL on EA Sports.